Is it safe to ride on the New York City subway?
The assaults that we've seen are up 60%.
Why do you continue to ignore this and lie about this in your public comments?
Why do you continue to lie about people being lit on fire in subways?
They were actually both telling the truth. Add up the number of major felonies on the subway system tracked by New York City's police department, and they're down this year and slightly lower than before the pandemic. Focus on felony assaults, and they're up by a lot. Subway ridership is also lower now than before the pandemic, but much higher than during it. Adjust for that, and the rise in felony assaults really stands out. But so does the decline in grand larceny, which is thefts of more than $1,000, and robbery. Crime for profit is down on the subway. Senseless violence is up. In the 2 decades before the pandemic, murder had become almost non-existent in the subway system, including platforms. That changed big time starting in 2020. This increase in murders, sometimes by pushing people in front of trains, is awful. As a subway rider, I really hope it can be rolled back. In the meantime, though, am I crazy to keep getting on the subway? To answer that, I made another chart. I knew how many murders there were per subway ride in 2024. So I multiplied that by 500 rides a year, a moderately heavy subway user, to get the number of deaths per 100,000 people who rode the subway that often. Annual deaths per 100,000 is the way the CDC measures mortality risk. So I used its database to compare this to other dangers, including driving in Sawyer County, Wisconsin, where Duffy grew up, and in his boss's adopted home of Palm Beach County, Florida. By this metric, riding the subway looks really safe. There are also accidental deaths on the subway system, of course. I didn't include them in the chart because most involve people doing crazy things, like walking on the tracks or surfing on subway cars. Normal subway users face infinitesimal accident risk. Is this the last word? With traffic deaths, the comparison seems fair. With homicide, maybe not. At an average journey time of 30 minutes, my 500-ride subway user would spend just 3% of her year underground. Calculate by the minute, and the homicide risk in New York in 2024 was 3.5 times greater in the subway system than outside it. Still, one usually doesn't go on the subway to hang out. It's a way of getting somewhere, and none of the alternatives is risk-free. My main alternative is riding a bike, and I'm certain that's more dangerous than the subway. So I'll be back underground again soon.